Hello, Yoga Goddess Academy members. This is Laura Weigel here, and I want to talk to you guys today about crystal or gemstone elixirs. Some people even call them essences. So basically what that is it's just charged water. And I'm totally excited about today's lesson because we're going to really start to use the crystals and to benefit from those healing properties in the crystals. You know, can we benefit from them besides wearing them, of course, and having them in our environment? Last week we talked about using them in a crystal grid. So this week we're going to talk about making gemstone elixirs, and it's just one of my favorite things. So let's just get into that. Okay, first of all, you're going to want a glass jar. Second of all, you want spring water, or if possible, I even like to use well water. Just water from the earth that has been the most untouched structurally from man, I think personally, just has more of those healing properties in it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, gemstones, you want to choose gemstones that are non-toxic, okay? You don't want to be using anything that might hurt you. For example, malachite is one that you'll never want to use a gemstone elixir for. You also don't want to ruin one of your gemstones, which I did in the very beginning. I put blue lace agate in my water because I was working on my throat chakra, and I love the healing properties of blue lace agate. And I quickly found out that it dissolves in water. And I'm sorry, I messed that up. It's not blue lace agate, it was angel light. It was angel light that I used, and it dissolved in the water. So regardless, don't use certain crystals. I'm going to give you a little list so that you know what crystals you can use to make your gemstone elixirs, okay? So we're starting at the base chakra. You could use smoky quartz. Next, our sacral chakra, you could use carnelian. Our solar plexus chakra, you could use citrine. Next, moving up to our heart chakra, you can use rose quartz. And at our throat chakra, don't use angel like I did. You can use aquamarine for your throat chakra, or you can even use the blue lace agate for your throat chakra. For your third eye chakra, I really like to suggest sodalite to use for that. You can use the lapis lazuli, but there's a lot of controversy in sourcing lapis right now, so I really like to just not suggest that one, even though I do love that crystal. So sodalite is another amazing third eye opening crystal that you can use. And then for our crown or higher chakras, we can use fluorite. You can also use amethyst, okay? And then clear quartz is another one that you can use for crown or higher chakras. You can also use your clear quartz with any of these other crystals that I did mention, because clear quartz, as you know, helps to energize and it helps to amplify those crystals. Okay, so those are some crystals that you can easily use. Now, if you are wanting to know which one do you start with, then I suggest going back and looking at the pendulum video if you need to, but you can really use your pendulum. You can use it over your crystals and just asking it, you know, do I need this crystal right now? Yes or no? Or you can just pick intuitively what crystal you want to work with. I don't suggest using all of the crystals, just because you're really wanting to laser focus and just to harness that energy. So it's really nice to use one of the chakra crystals and then mix it with the clear quartz if you have it, okay? So today I decided that we would energize our water with rose quartz for self-love, okay? Just self-love, but it's also the stone of infinite peace too. So it's just a really nice one to use. Now there's different theories on the amount of water, Okay. My personal belief is it doesn't matter. You're still getting the essence of the crystal. So you can use as much as little as you want. Obviously, the smaller amount of water you use, it's going to be a little bit more concentrated. Also, as far as how long do you let the crystal sit in there? Again, the longer the crystal sits in there, the more infused the water will become with the vibration and the minerals of that crystal. Okay, but you're still getting it. So if you need it really fast and you just really want to take in the energy internally as well as wearing it externally, you don't have to leave it in there forever. Ideally, I like to put them in for 12 to 24 hours and make at least one during a full moon and sip from it every day. Okay, that being said, you could drink the whole thing if you wanted to. But I personally like to just sip a little bit every day and take that energy in. During that full moon, it's really nice because you're setting it out under the full moon. So it's just taking in that energy and you're setting your intention, with the water. Now, speaking of setting intentions, you can also take your selenite wand, which is also very cleansing, so that you'll have a nice cleansed, focused intention. It's got the laser point on it. And right here and right now, we are intending for this water to be infused with the energy of this rose quartz crystal for increased self-love, self-acceptance, and peace, and to take that energy in internally. Okay. Now, I'm also going to add in, and I would have done this beforehand, the clear quartz. Okay? And the intention of adding the clear quartz is to amplify that energy of the rose quartz. So we're just amplifying the energies of the self-love, self-acceptance, and the peace. And just making that time each day to sit with ourselves and to give ourselves that love, whatever that love may look like for us. Whether that be a yoga practice, journaling, making healthy eating choices, but whatever that looks like for you at that moment. But this is very simple, and this is my crystal elixir. Now, you can also do this in your bathtub with the same crystals that I mentioned before. So you can infuse your bath water with the crystals. It's the same as adding in the Epsom salt to your water because salt technically is also a crystal, okay? It's just a very detoxifying salt. So how lovely to have a salt bath and drawing everything out, just really drawing everything out that you need to draw out and to be infusing it with everything that you need at the same time. Now, one school of thought on that is to stay in the tub for at least 20 minutes. So I definitely want to mention to at least stay in there for at least 20 minutes. But just to recap for you, the crystal elixirs, and there's more stones out there that you can use, but these are just my number one recommendations because they're readily available and they coordinate with each one of our chakras. So by having these little crystal bags here, you have pretty much everything that you need, including in the bags are the little selenite pieces as well. Now, but don't make an elixir out of the selenite. It's way too soft. So the clear quartz, just to energize and to amplify the energy of your intention and that of the crystal. The smoky quartz for the base chakra, the carnelian for the sacral, the citrine for the solar plexus, the rose quartz for the heart. For the throat, it's nice to use the blue lace agate or the aquamarine. For the crown, the amethyst and the fluorite. And to go back to that third eye, I really like to use the sodalite right now. So we're trying to kind of stay away from the lapis lazuli, and sodalite is very readily available as well. So I can't wait to hear how you do with making your first crystal elixirs and just what you experienced from that. Again, I always recommend writing this down in that journal that I provided for you because it's so easy to forget how they affected us because it might be very minute in the beginning. But when you look back 2 weeks from it, you may really notice that difference, okay? So happy crystal elixir making. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I'm so happy to share it with you. Namaste.